Today I'm making some deliciously tender breakfast waffles that are low carb and keto friendly. They start with cream cheese and eggs, some almond flour, and just a little bit of sweetener. I usually use Swerve, which is all erythritol. This one is actually a monk fruit sweetener, which is a blend of monk fruit and erythritol. They all kind of work. You only need a tablespoon. So this batch of batter starts with only 4 ounces of cream cheese. If you really love the waffles, another alternative is you could easily double this recipe, use the whole block and double everything else, because I'll show you, stay tuned for where I show you what I do with the extra waffles that I make up today. And the cream cheese needs to be soft. Either leave it at room temperature or you can microwave it for a few seconds, not overly, but just enough to soften it. And then I'm going to use an immersion blender today. Mine is a two-piece unit that snaps together, and then you can use it as a really nice immersion blender. And I'm just testing the cream cheese here to make sure it's soft enough, which it is. And then we'll start adding our other ingredients, starting with the sweetener, just 1 tablespoon, as I said, of that powdered sweetener. I do use powdered because I think it mixes in a little bit better. The 2 eggs, and then almond flour. I do like to make sure I've got what's labeled as superfine almond flour. Sometimes the ones that are labeled as almond meal can be a little bit more coarse, and when you think about it, that's really not a texture you want in your waffles. So go for the superfine, and Kirkland has a really good almond flour as well. Of course, you're going to end up with a gigantic bag of it if you buy it there, but theirs is really nice, and I do like this Bob's Red Mill brand as well. And this is not a sponsored post, by the way. And then I'm doing this just because for 2 reasons. First of all, I do like to kind of moisten the ingredients together a little bit before I really get in there with the immersion blender. And also, since I stuck that immersion blender in just the cream cheese, I now have that just cream cheese kind of stuck up in the edges, so I thought I should dig those out of there. And then I'm going to just pulse this a little bit, move the immersion blender around, give it a little pulse to start the mixing process. And then once it looks pretty much like it's all moistened pretty evenly, then I will keep the immersion blender on. In my case, it's just a hand control, but I just keep that going and mixing around until I have a nice batter. And you can see this is a nice smooth batter, kind of thin, but not super thin. It's similar to a pancake batter in its texture, but as you'll see, it does behave a little differently because we're going to put this in a waffle maker. Now I'm using this Dash mini waffle maker today. Again, you can use a regular sized waffle maker. This one's just a little bit easier to demonstrate with. It's also kind of fun, to be honest. And I do like to grease either cooking spray or a little vegetable oil or something on these grids just to make sure you don't have any sticking going on. And then we'll start adding the batter. Once this waffle maker is all warmed up, I'm using a 1/4 cup measuring cup, basically as my scoop, for 2 reasons. One is at least 3 tablespoons, up to 4 is the sweet spot for the amount of batter for this particular waffle maker. So again, yours will be different. I just have learned over the many times I've used it that's about the right amount of batter. The other reason that I use those is because I happen to have a set of measuring cups that have those nice long handles, so it makes it a really a nice and convenient way to scoop things out and add it to whatever waffle maker you happen to be using. But I will go ahead and get the second one started here and get my plate ready while this one's cooking. They usually take about 1.5 to 2 minutes per waffle. And then when that is done, we can remove this one. You can see I have yet another very lovely golden brown waffle ready to eat. And 2 waffles is what I like to have for my breakfast. But I have all this batter, so I'm going to continue cooking this batter. I've actually never tried to just keep the batter and cook it the next day. You could probably do that. I do that with crepes all the time, but I just, for some reason, for waffles, I like to just get them all cooked up the same day. So what I'm going to do with these is use some of my sugar-free strawberry jam that I make with chia seeds. Just put some of that on there, and you have a lovely sugar-free breakfast. When I want to be a little bit extra, I can add a little bit of whipped cream. And don't worry, I did get the 0 sugar version, so I'm still in my zone here. I'm still low carb and keto friendly. But look how delicious this is, and what a great way to break your fast. But in the meantime, I am still cooking up the rest of this waffle batter. And you can see I made 4 more waffles. Now they're a little bit thin on the sides, and because of that, I ended up with enough batter to actually make a 7th waffle. Typically, I expect to get 6 waffles out of one batch of this batter, but I've clearly been a little bit skimpy on every one of these because I ended up with 7. And there's really, honestly, nothing wrong with that. I'd rather they be a little skimpy than have this be overflowing, because then that's such a mess. But there we go with our final waffle from the batch. And what I do with these is you can either refrigerate them, just cover this plate and refrigerate if you're going to eat them in the next day or 2. I also like to freeze them, just freeze them kind of individually, and then you can stack them up and put them in a Ziploc bag in your freezer to pull out whenever you want a couple for breakfast or a snack. And the way I use them then is I pop them in my toaster, just a normal toaster cycle. And once that pops up, these are warmed up. They're a little more crispy. So actually, if you like your waffles more crispy, because these are a real soft and tender waffle, if you like them more crispy, you can just pop them in the toaster right away. But then today what I'm going to do is add some of this lovely Nutella type spread to it. This is called Cocoa Hazel spread. It is a sugar-free, again, spread. And honestly, this is like the most delicious way to satisfy a chocolate craving, especially when you've gone sugar-free and just want to adhere to that for a little bit. This is the best way to satisfy that craving in a very delicious way. The other surprising thing is that when you look at the nutrition calculations for these waffles, based upon a batch making 6 waffles, each of these has about 5 grams of protein. Now, keep in mind, an egg has 6, so 2 of these waffles is almost as much as 2 eggs in terms of protein. So, another way you can justify this. Anyway, it's a delicious, sweet breakfast that's sugar-free. It's delicious and wonderful. I really hope you give these a try, because if you do, I know you'll love them. Enjoy.